Now may be an example of some of the pressure, particularly on Democrats inside the Beltway in Washington, as we reported moments ago. Waves of U.S. veterans and tourists turned away from the Normandy American Cemetery and Memorial in France. As long as our government is under partial shutdown, this historic resting place will also be closed. Greg Palcott reports from Normandy.
These beaches and some heavy German artillery were no match for brave U.S. soldiers as they fought their way onshore in Normandy, France on D-Day 1944. But in 2013, waves of Americans are being turned away at the Normandy American Cemetery and Memorial. Over 9,300 U.S. troops killed on D-Day and after are buried here on land deeded by France to the U.S. There are some 50 employees on staff. Washington pays their salaries. And so thousands of miles from Washington, this place too is a victim of the government shutdown. American tourists, including many veterans who had planned for months or years for the visit, are very disappointed.
We come all the way to visit this place of honor, and you can't even get in.
We flew from Pennsylvania, and this is a big part of the trip. And now it's
You'd like to get in?
Oh, I'd love to get in.
Probably my closest friend growing up. His father gave his life here.
69-year-old Steve Betcher from Denver, Colorado, like many others here, came on a personal mission to pay his respects. A veteran of the Navy in Vietnam, he has his own views on what is happening. Should the spirit that was shown here many years ago maybe be shown a little bit more in D.C.?
These guys all died for the freedoms we've got, and now we can't even get in to pay our respects to them. I mean, where is that now? Where is that? Where's that ethic?
The temporary closing of the American Cemetery in France is sparking more political debate about what should be done in Washington.
They've lost touch with what the basics were and what these people gave and what sacrifice really is, you know.
Some blame Congress.
It's time that they get voted out of there.
Some blame President Obama.
If Ronald Reagan was in the White House, this would not be going on.
Some just want the problem solved.
I do hope the politicians back in Washington pull themselves together and get the problem solved quickly.
Local French people can't believe the cemetery is closed either, including those in this nearby cafe. They and many of their relatives benefited from the valor of Americans who risked and gave their lives years ago. There is no reason for this place to be closed, this man says. It shows no respect for the military. Respect is at the moment being shown at other cemeteries in the area, including one honoring soldiers killed on D-Day and afterwards fighting for Nazi Germany. At least one tour group is substituting a stop at the shuttered American Cemetery for a visit there.
We're going to do our own sneak attack.
You're going to go over the beach?
Yeah.
All this prompting some of those shut-out Americans to plot their own, only slightly tongue-in-cheek, modern-day Normandy landing to make their way into the cemetery to pay their respects.
It's getting late here now. The American Cemetery and Memorial would normally be closed, but with the government shutdown, it will be closed for the foreseeable future. A lot of people here are hoping that will change. In Normandy, France, Greg Palcott, Fox News.